Hi everyone, my name is James Feeney. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today you are all going to be getting ready with me for Halloween, and we are going to have a chat about Halloween, Samhain, and all sorts of things. I'm hoping this is going to be a really fun video where we can talk about these sorts of topics and at the same time immersing ourselves in it through getting ready. So you may see that I have some hair thing going on. I'll insert clips of me trying or attempting to spray my hair gold and white. We are attempting to spray my hair. I'm doing this in the bathtub because I know it can be messy. It turns out that I got a white and a gold spray, thinking that those would be the colors, and I took the top off the white one and it just doesn't have the spray nozzle like this one does, so we might be stuck with just gold. I thought about transferring the top off of this one and doing something like that, so we'll see. Well, it's getting on my forehead. Oh, that's just, this stuff is so strong. Maybe I have like a defective bottle? And it got all over my forehead. So that's lovely. But yeah, it's not very... It's supposed to make your hair like white, and it's not doing that. I feel like I just inhaled a gallon of chemicals into my body, so that's always a good thing, I bet. Maybe when it dries, I feel like I've done these in the past when I was younger and they just worked or sprayed on the color they were meant to be. It doesn't seem like either of these are really doing that. Okay, layering it works, spraying it in like very concentrated areas works somewhat, but it also means it will drip all over your face. Maybe this will add to the look ultimately, who knows. But slowly but surely we are getting to the point, I guess, but I'm gonna have to wipe my face off just to put really, really oily makeup on top of it. I used about the whole can of this white one, so even if I wanted to add more, we're kind of as good as it's gonna get with that. And so I guess we'll add a bit more of the gold, and then we'll move on to the face makeup and also the look, the actual, like with the wings and the shirt and the pants. I'm dressing up as an angel for Halloween, and I thought I would get ready with you all, take you through the process. Really, at this point, we're putting on the sort of makeup type stuff, the look on the face, but it was really difficult to try to spray my hair golden white. It looks better in person than it does on camera. It kind of is this cloudy gray with gold sparkles in it. I thought we would just chat about what Halloween means to me, my experiences, findings, and maybe you guys can all weigh in the comments below. I'd be very curious on the topics that I touch upon. You all let me know what you think. So I'll start by saying the look I'm going for is going to be this sort of gold and white look on the face. I have, and I'll show the outfit, actually the full look afterwards, what I'm wearing, but I'm wearing this white shirt, this gold necklace that has a little angel on it. I actually got this on Etsy, and it's supposed to be a Gabriel necklace. It's supposed to be the angel Gabriel. And for those who watch this channel, you may know I work with the angel Gabriel. I personally think Halloween is the perfect time for anybody who does work in a spiritual way to dress up and have fun and really embody something that they embody something or an animal or something that they work with. I think for me, being an angel really ties in and is a way for me to embody part of the working that I do on an everyday basis. So for me, it is a spiritual experience. It is something that is deeper and more profound, but it's also really fun. And so I'm hoping to kind of have a really mixed, a really well-balanced look where I am having fun with it, but I also feel like I am doing something for myself and my practice on a deeper and higher level. So we have this white sort of creamy pen, this glittery gold eyeshadow, this sort of palette of colors, and I think I'm really going to be using this gold one. I've swatched all of these so I know like the basic consistency. Now I know next to nothing about makeup and I don't have any experience doing it. But fun fact about me, I do actually watch BeautyTube videos that are on BeautyTube quite often. I find makeup videos and getting ready with somebody type videos very relaxing. So that's something I don't think many people know about me, but I do watch a decent amount of makeup videos. And so I'm going to be drawing from my many hours on BeautyTube as a viewer and hoping to do something somewhat decent and hoping that this comes out at least like it comes together and it looks how I imagine it might. So I've stolen some makeup brushes from my sister. She was kind enough to lend them to me, and hopefully I don't ruin them with this costume makeup that is very oily. But we're gonna start. I know that I want to end up having gold lips, and so I'm gonna try to put on some lip balm, as I see that that seems to be something that many beauty tuber and makeup type channels do. They put on a healthy coating of lip balm before they apply anything to their lips so that it stays better. So we're gonna do that. Now we're gonna, I guess, we'll start with the eyes, and I wanna do sort of a white and gold look. And I have my mirror right here, so if you see me looking this way, that's why. Now, as far as Samhain and Halloween go, it's always been one of my favorite holidays. I think many of us who are magical practitioners of any sort really can resonate and connect with Halloween and what it allows for in terms of dressing up and the sorts of themes. I think a lot of us can connect with that. I was actually talking to Anna from Anna at Astro Lady Tarot. Definitely go check out her channel if you haven't already and don't know of her. I'll link her below. But I was talking to her yesterday, and I was saying that I think really whenever we dress up as anything on Halloween, that there's sort of this inner or higher part of ourselves that wants to come forth and be seen, and that there's a reason behind it, even if we aren't even if it's somebody who doesn't really dabble in spiritual practices of any sort. I think that there is always a part of us inside or outside that is coming forth when we dress up. And so she actually brought up something very interesting that I hadn't considered, bringing in the idea of Halloween being this sort of role reversal or switching of a sort, and old paintings and drawings that depict dogs walking their owner and things like that. So a part of you that is maybe dormant or inner or outside of or elsewhere, coming forward and taking the center stage as you. And I thought that was a really beautiful and wonderful way to look at it. And so for me, although Samhain as a point in the wheel of the year is a lot more spiritual, unless it doesn't really have much to do with the commercialized Halloween scene, but I do think that there is something spiritual to Halloween. Likewise, I think we can take some of the spooky, fun, and even corny elements of Halloween and use them to maybe enhance Samhain as this period of liminality, of darkness and reflection. So I think we can really merge the two. Now, I'm going to try to do a little bit of white under my eye. We're going to see how this goes. Somebody who does really great makeup looks on their channel in our community is Whiskey Stevens. I know she sometimes will create a makeup look around an era or to emulate a person, and she'll go through somebody's birth chart. I just watched her one on Ted Bundy that was interesting, and I saw one where she recreated the look of Lydia from Beetlejuice, so I'll have her channel linked below. Definitely recommend checking her out. I know nothing about how to do makeup. She knows a lot, so if you're looking to actually learn, you might actually learn, you're likely to learn from how she does makeup. So let's see. Okay, that's more intense than I thought, and it looks more intense in the camera than it does in person, maybe. Okay, this is gonna be a fun video, I guess. It's not gonna be nearly as serious. I didn't want it to go down that far on my face. I also have very sensitive skin, so I'm anticipating that this look is going to make me break out. Yeah, we'll see about that. And wow, this is turning out to be very interesting right off the bat. I guess that looks how I imagined. I don't really know what I imagined, so maybe I should have had a better image in my head. You might be thinking, oh, why you could have looked on Pinterest or something for inspiration, and that's a great idea, and that is not what I did. This is all concocted in my head, and I guess in my head it comes together very smoothly and seamlessly, and I'm starting to now realize that it's not likely to come together exactly how I imagined. So I do want to make my eyebrows and eyelashes white, and then to put a layer of gold on them. I wanted my hair to be quite white, actually, and gold. But as you may see in the videos of me spraying my hair, it took so many layers to even get it to this. And honestly, I thought I was going to choke on all of those chemicals coming out of the spray, the aerosol bottle, which I already feel bad having used. I think that's, I'm guessing now, in retrospect, that was really not the greatest for the environment, for my lungs, and so hopefully they're okay, both of them. Not something I would recommend doing or would be eager to try again myself. I actually like the way the left eye turned out a little bit better. I'm trying to be easy on my right eye. Recently had a sty, and I was putting eye drops in it for that and doing compresses. And so it's probably not well advised to put on gunky makeup, right? Having just gone through that, but you know, that is, I guess future James will deal with any potential consequences, but I think we'll be fine. So, in my Halloween experience, I think I'm gonna do some white on the upper part of the eye, and then I'm gonna put gold over it. How does one do this? I never really focus on how, I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, how do I get in my eyelid like that? How do they close their eyes so like beautifully in those makeup videos? My experience with Halloween, growing up, I loved dressing up, and I think many of my costumes that I would pick were always great in theory and less than great in practice. I remember in 5th grade I wanted to be a ventriloquist's dummy, and I thought the costume looked amazing, and then nobody could really tell what it was at school, and I felt so self-conscious. I know many years where I picked obscure or weird things to be that weren't so easy to tell from just appearance, and then I felt kind of embarrassed or self-conscious when I had to really explain it, or it wasn't received the way I thought it might be. I also remember in high school, so in my early years of school, it was very normal to dress up. It was encouraged, and we were almost like there would be sort of party themed days at school where you got to dress up. I don't know what this is like in other areas of the world or other schools, but we were encouraged to dress up for Halloween. And so I got to and that was in the early years of my education. So I got to high school, and I guess I didn't get the memo that it wasn't normal to dress up for school at that age, or it wasn't really well regarded at the school I was going to at that age. And my Spanish teacher, I was taking Spanish class, said that she would give extra credit to anybody who dressed up, and I guess it didn't go through my mind that it wasn't something that everybody was already going to do. And so I was like, oh, that's great. And I dressed up as a vampire. I had white face makeup, blood, the whole 9 yards. And I showed up to school that day, and I was the only person dressed up. And I was mortified. I was so embarrassed. And I don't know why I didn't go home. I wanted, I guess, maybe to get to Spanish class for the extra credit. But the whole day, I was embarrassed. But I mean, I made a joke of it, and I kind of rolled with it. I tried to. I like to think I could cope with that. But it was so, I just thinking about it, I'm embarrassed. And I mean, I got my extra credit, and that was that. But I then learned that it wasn't normal exactly to dress up at my high school, apparently. So that was an experience. Most years I like to dress up as something a bit darker. I was actually this year thinking I might want to be a bit of like a warlock or something. I went to the Halloween store, and it's interesting how things are marketed. So, um, from a marketing standpoint, the way that they try to reinforce gender is very interesting, and how things may be marketed towards women, or more of a feminine body shape is very interesting. So the costumes that are marketed toward men, the way that they kind of create this duality in a Halloween store, at least in the ones that I've been to, they try to create a duality and reinforce gender. So the options for men are limited, and I know costumes in and of themselves are not gendered, but when the shape kind of wants there to be breasts and I don't have breasts, I don't think I can really cater that costume to myself, even if I like the idea. So it's difficult, and I didn't really like a lot of the options. Actually, the angel wings I have were marketed toward women, but of course wings are genderless, so that's lovely. But I remember going throughout the store trying to create this sort of warlock costume, and I saw the wings, and for me that was just it. I had the idea to be an angel. I've never really been. I always try to be something a bit scarier and evil looking for Halloween, and this is the first year I'm doing something that feels like kind of bright and light and not like that. So this is an interesting concept for me, and my family thought it was interesting as well. They were surprised when I decided to be an angel. They were like, "You want to be an angel? Don't you want to be something scary?" I always want to be something scary. So right now I'm trying to make my eyelashes white. My eyelashes, I'm not sure if they're going to cooperate. They're kind of long and spindly, and this stuff, I don't know, maybe if I put this on my finger and then kind of like run it along my eyelashes, that'll work. So as far as the Wheel of the Year and Samhain goes, that's, in my head, Samhain and Halloween are very separate. I know that there's a sort of connection between the two, at least culturally, historically, the way that they kind of, they intermingle, but they are very separate in my mind. And so Samhain to me is something that is seasonal, it's very natural, it's spiritual in some ways, and it's kind of a relatively new thing for me to try to embody and to kind of live by the Wheel of the Year. And I'm not sure that I'm that. I know that there are many out there who are very knowledgeable and have lived by the Wheel of the Year for some time, but I do find that I'm almost I draw a blank when I reach those sorts of sabbats and espats and major points in the Wheel of the Year. I'm never quite sure what I'm meant to do, or if there's like a certain thing I'm meant to do. I get that there are themes of reflection and liminality and all of that, but for some reason when I actually get to that given point of the year or that day, a lot of the time I don't wind up doing anything major, and I wonder if that's something that others can resonate with, or if you are all doing really substantial sort of like rituals, or have any sort of traditions that you have for those times of the year. I'm very curious, because I feel like I don't know, I'm not sure if I dropped the ball or what. Slowly but surely my eyelashes are becoming white. I know it's harder to tell on camera, but my hair is actually pretty white and gold, and my the eyelashes are getting there. That was very overexposed, and this lighting is not creating an actual great depiction of what's going on my face. I like to think that on Samhain I reflect and turn inward, but there's a part of me that wants or feels the need to do something very formal, ceremonial, and ritual oriented. But most of the time I wind up maybe doing a small tarot reading or card reading, meditating. I'm not sure that I'd go about it, and I don't feel like I give it the proper appreciation that it deserves, or I don't do what I think I ought to. And so I guess part of me feels self-conscious about that at times, and I think we all at times can feel self-conscious about our practice and look to others to see what they're doing or what might be expected of a practitioner at certain times and in certain circumstances. And so I find all of that very interesting to see what others do and how certain things are received and regarded. Okay, I think I need to kind of give it up on this what I'm doing right now, this white pen that is supposed to make my eyes this luminescent white angelic color. Well, I do want to do my eyebrows, so let's see if we can do that. Oh, I already went like way outside my eyebrow. I am by no means a beauty. I think their self-identified title is usually, I hear them call themselves beauty gurus. I am not a beauty guru. Oh, but this is actually, it's kind of working. Look at me. I mean, it's not the best. Like, it's definitely not the best. But, so what are you, if any of you are dressing up for Halloween at all, if that's something that you do where you are, I know that the idea of Halloween in the US kind of has a certain connotation, or there are certain things that we do where I live, but I'm curious. I know in certain areas of the world Halloween isn't really celebrated. In some areas it very much is. So I'm curious if anybody out there is dressing up. Tell me what you're dressing up as, and maybe tell me why and how you think it reflects you. I'd be very curious to know. Also, if Halloween works a bit differently in your area of the world, or you have certain traditions, I'd be very curious to know what they are. I know during these times there's not much going on. You might be wondering, what are you dressing up for? I have a dinner at my aunt's house, and this is actually the day before Halloween, but I have a dinner at my aunt's house, and I was actually under the impression that it was a Halloween dinner and that we were dressing up. And I recently found out that no, I'm actually going to be, now that I'm doing this, the only one dressed up. But afterwards, my sister and I have tickets to this sort of haunted house or haunted hotel where we walk through. You kind of just go with your own group that you show up with, so it's very much friendly for the times and what's going on, but you go through with your little group through these haunted rooms and get scared, make your way through, and then at the end, on your ticket you get to enter a speakeasy, so this sort of underground bar that's Halloween themed. You have Halloween cocktails and food, and you're supposed to show up in costumes. So any reason for me to dress up is I will do it. I like it. I like the idea of it. You don't have to tell me twice or ask me twice. So I'm going to be the only one dressed up at my aunt's house, and that's okay. It's okay for me to look like this and for everybody to be in normal clothes. At first I got a little self-conscious and I was like, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? Maybe I could dress like this every day. Maybe I want to be an angel on more than just Halloween. So, I'm actually liking how this eyebrow, I pronounce that very weird. I'm kind of liking how this is turning out. More than I thought I was going to, or at least based on my skill, thought I could execute. So, nice. All right. Did I just hit my nose with that? Yep. All right. Oh, I just created like a really harsh line. I just wiped away the makeup. Okay. So we did that part. Now, moving on. I didn't even use really makeup brushes for that, so look at me. I mean, it's a pen. It doesn't really require much, wouldn't require brushes. So I'm excited for this Halloween room. I know that there's not as much going on this year, which is unfortunate, especially for those of us who love Halloween. But I encourage you all, even if you have nowhere to go, dress up at home. Why not? Dress up, be in your house, enjoy the act of dressing up, maybe put on some music you like and dance around. Honestly, I might do that. Maybe I'll do this again tomorrow on actual Halloween. Maybe I'll do another look and we'll see how that goes. So now the idea is to add gold to this. So it's not just going to be white, we're going to add some gold. And we're going to see how this goes. Maybe I'm adding way too much to this makeup brush. We will see. So we're going to add gold. Oh wait, this is so cool. I like it. Oh wait, it really got like all the way up. It like, oh, I don't know if that's what I wanted. I can't help it. My eyelid kind of touches up there when I, yeah. I guess that's just how my eye shape works. Like it's gonna touch the upper part. Um. All right. Well, this is all for fun, and if it doesn't look great, then it's actually very sloppy. Like in real life, there's no technical skill to what I'm doing. It seems like, from my perspective anyway, there's no clean lines. It's not. And that's okay, everyone. That's okay. We don't need to have it perfect. I mean, I am feeling rather angelic. I mean, anybody who watches knows that I do work with angels and the angel Gabriel, and right now I am feeling quite, I don't know. I guess part of putting something on and embodying it gives you this very literal, corporeal, tangible experience with the thing itself, rather than working with it in concept or in practice. You become it, and I do feel like I am. I don't know. It does feel different in a good way. I feel kind of like powerful. I feel light and airy. I feel like I'm embodying these attributes of Gabriel, communication, and all of that. I don't know. Anybody out there who actually knows how to do makeup and does makeup on a regular basis is probably cringing at me right now watching this. I'm actually going to use the same gold and try to make my lips gold. So we're gonna see how that works. Oh my god, that's so cool. Look at that. What do you know? What do you know? I feel like this is not gonna last very long. I do have to be careful about going outside the lines with the lips. Like the eyes can be a little bit messy, but I'm gonna just look like I have I'm tried to eat like a bar of gold from Fort Knox if I go outside the lines too much. So. But I do like the way this looks. I feel like this is going to be something I'm going to have to reapply potentially, because if I eat, if I drink something, yeah, the way this is going to leave a mark on a glass, there's going to be no way of mixing up my cup from somebody else's. That's for sure. I think many years of Halloween, I kind of used the costume. I was a vampire many years. I'm always a vampire, and I think I used that as kind of like a cop out or at the last second, and I would have these great ideas of things I wanted to be, like the Joker, or I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything right now. I wanted to be Beetlejuice, and I would always have these grand ideas, and then I would fall back on something simple, and I would just wear maybe like all black, get a cape, put on some blood and fangs, and maybe do like a little, like, I don't know, try to make myself look very sickly or in need of blood, and just do that. So I'm a little bit proud of myself that I'm doing something outside of my comfort zone and something that's not easy, as far as what I know. And so I'm curious, what are your favorite costumes? What are your favorite looks that you've dressed up as? I always leave my email link down below. I always encourage dialogue. So if it's something where you need to include a picture, if you're called to include a picture, send me a picture of like your favorite Halloween look, because I know it's fun to show off, and like when you are that thing, you want as many people to see it, especially if you're proud of it. So if you're proud of it and feel called to share it, send it my way. Maybe I'll make my eyelashes gold. Let's see. Ow. Ow. Oh my gosh. I don't really... That kind of just neutralized the white, and now it just kind of looks like brown eyelashes, like which I already have. So that That's interesting. Hmm. Having gotten to this point in all of it, there's a part of me that feels really ridiculous. There is a part of me that feels ridiculous. Maybe we do some gold. I feel more ridiculous when I look in the camera than when I do in the mirror. So maybe I don't. And you know what? It's okay. It's Halloween. It's Halloween, y'all. I'm gonna try to put some gold glitter under my eyes and make it almost look like I'm like weeping gold or something like that. I just associate metallics and golds and white with angels, and so I don't know. Something about the idea of a weeping or crying gold feels interesting, intriguing. It just feels right. So we're gonna do that. So for Halloween, I spoke to the idea of embodying something that you feel close to or an affinity with on some level. I'd be curious to know what you all think about that, if you feel like that is the case. If you maybe use Halloween very consciously to do that, and it counts as some, or it feels like some type of working for you, if that is what you do. I'd be very curious to know and what that entails. Or if this is maybe a new concept for you, maybe reflecting on your old costumes and seeing how they spoke to you at that time and how they reflected something within you at that time. I think it's interesting for me to go back and maybe think to a costume I had on any given year. And even the idea, if you chose a costume because it was convenient or because you thought it just looked nice, I still think there's something to that on some level. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, you can't see it that well because it's actual glitter, but I think it's kind of interesting. Sometimes now it kind of feels like I'm doing too much. Not too much, but there's like three very distinct things going on. We have like the very metallic gold. No, we have like the shimmery glitter, and then we have the white. And the glitter's like, I have oily skin, and this is very oily, so it's kind of not sticking. So, oh, it's kind of getting in my eye too. Alright, so I added some gold glitter. Overall, I don't think that this look turned out exactly how I anticipated it would, and that's okay. It's definitely, I think it looks a lot more creative, or it just kind of changes my face more than I expected it to. Kind of wanted it to seem very like subtle and serious and to kind of fit very seamlessly with who I seem to look like on an everyday basis without makeup and how I would look with this. In my head, it seemed to kind of be a lot more cohesive, and I imagined looking a lot more like, well, me, and I don't, and that's okay. I'm feeling quite angelic, and it's getting about to that point where I would head over to my aunt's. I think everybody's getting ready to go, and I don't want to take up my sister's room for too much longer. Thank you to her for lending her space. I needed a table to be able to do all of this and a mirror and brushes, so thanks to her. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what you all think. I'm gonna include a clip of what the overall look looks like with the shirt, the makeup, this, and hopefully have it in better lighting that shows you all what it looks like a little bit more clearly than what I think this this shows. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope you all have had or are having a wonderful Halloween and Samhain. Let me know what you're all doing and what you thought of this. If you tried to recreate it, I don't think there's anybody out there that will care to, but let me know. Hope you are all well. Like and subscribe if this was fun or interesting. And until next time, bye.